visible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we will start so that we will not take much of your time, and we'll make notes. This is the third series of our lectures. It says prosperity through productivity, 10 easy steps for managing the ups and downs of revenue and cash flow. All of us are challenged by issues of cash, and no one ever have enough. So we are going to discuss what we are going to do in order to manage our cash flow and revenue. I'm Dr. Chris Egbu, Fellow of Center for Public Service Productivity and Director General of Center for Public Service Productivity. Now, I'm also a fellow of various bodies, including Nigerian Institute of Training and Development, Institute of Management Consultants, Institute of Credit Administration, Institute of Chartered Accountants, Institute of Governance and Management, and fellow of our Association of Forensics and Expert Witness. This is one of the training we had in London, myself presenting a certificate. And as I said, I'm an organization growth consultant and productivity expert. I'm an author, New Ways of Employee Empowerment, author listed because of that witness. President Association of Pension Desk Practitioners of Nigeria and Assessor, Institute of Management Consultants and Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. So to the main point, 10 easy steps to managing ups and downs of revenue and cash flow. So these are highlights of the topics, subtopics that we are going to look at in the coming few minutes or 1 hour. Now, introduction, we say, do you want to prosper? Remember, the global theme is prosperity through productivity. Do you want to prosper? Then you need to increase your productivity if you want to prosper. You have to increase your productivity. Now, do you want to increase your productivity? Then you need to diversify your income streams and change from being busy to being productive. Most people, as it were, are trapped in a single source of income. And we appreciate the highlight of Dr. Zulu, who also mentioned that we need to diversify and have many income streams. Otherwise, we will be trapped in one source of income. As I mentioned earlier, in our last lecture, we discussed 10 easy steps to grow your business. And most people will say, how do I get the cash? This month, we are looking at 10 easy steps for managing the ups and downs of revenue and cash flow. Business owners look at productivity and growth as the answer to all their cash flow problems. After they achieve their goal of growing their businesses, there are several cash flow problems that can make the business unproductive. Yes, as you grow your business or enterprise, you will find out that you will be challenged by cash. And as you are challenged by cash, you have difficulty on being productive. In order to maintain sustainable cash flow, businesses should look at how productivity directly impacts the cash flow of the business. It is very simple. Cash flow is directly related to productivity. Why? How? When you have low cash flow, you will have less work to do. And you will have, as you have less work, you will be not able to meet up your targets. And less target achievement results into increasing your completion time You will not be able to deliver your projects on time. Your milestone will not be delivered on time. And the increase in completion time increases cost of project. And the increase in cost of project leads to failure of project. Assuming you are building a house, for instance, and you are, instead of taking you 6 months, it's taking you 2 years, 3 years. You find out that the money you have sunk into the house project will remain, and it will not be able to generate any cash because the house is completed. So the delay in the project will make you to spend more. Simple. What is different impact of productivity on cash flow? What is the relationship between cash flow and productivity? If you don't have the cash to pay for your suppliers of raw materials, to pay for labor and so forth, then production will slow down or stop. If you don't have also the cash to feed yourself and your family, your productivity will decline or stop. You will not be able to do much because you are hungry. That is why it is critical to maintain a level of working capital that allows you to survive crunch times and continue to operate the business. Simply put, cash flow management means delaying outlays of cash as long as possible while encouraging your customers to pay as quickly as possible. So you must have a way of delaying cash payment and having more frequency or higher frequency of cash income. Important cash flow basis. We have said that cash flow means movement of cash in and out of business. And we have two kinds of cash flows. One, positive cash flow. Two, negative cash flow. You have positive cash flow when the cash entering your business from sales, account receivable is more than cash leaving out, which means you are having more cash income than cash payment. And this position is difficult to attain if you're a salary earner. You have negative cash flow when your outflow of cash is greater than your incoming cash. Generally speaking, you are in trouble when you have negative cash flow. And 80% of individuals are in this position. Their cash flow, they are in negative cash flow position. So it is important that you keep records. This record will tell you just how much is coming in and how much is going out. Now, profit does not equal good cash flow. Yes, most people may say their businesses are profitable, but then if your business is profitable and you do not have good cash flow, you cannot use profit to pay salaries because some of your profit may be including accounts receivable, stock or inventory, accounts payable, capital expenditure, and tax. Therefore, the rules of accounting, profit means just revenue minus expenses. But a smart business owner must know that business can be profitable, but not having regular cash. And that means you are in trouble because you cannot use stock or debtors to pay salaries. Now we are moving to 10 easy steps to managing ups and downs of revenue. If you look at the diagram there, you will see this is an idea. You have a business idea, different business idea on what to do. You put it in work. If it generates cash, that is good. If it doesn't generate cash, you have to go back to drawing board and think about how else to make it to generate cash because the essence of business is cash flow. So The recent COVID-19 lockdown, NSAS protests in Nigeria, increase in fuel price and inflation, devaluation of our currency has impacted so negatively on cash flow. Here are a few steps that business and you can follow to manage your cash flow when they are faced with current challenges of ups and downs, which this year we have had up to 6 months lockdown or more, depending on the country you are. In part, in part one, we shall discuss quickly how to fix cash flow problem if you have any, and that will be from number 1 to 7. In part two, which is from number 8 up, we will look at if your cash flow is healthy or you have a positive cash flow, how you can maintain it. So now, the first step is you can control what you don't measure. You need to find out the amount of working capital a business needs to operate. As an individual too, you need to find out how much you need in a month to run your home, to run your family. You must determine that. If you're a business owner, you must determine how much stock or inventory do you need to hold, how many invoices are overdue, debtors not paying, how much cash is tied up in the work in progress, and how long does it take from paying suppliers of materials to extracting cash from the customers. Your bookkeeper, accountant, or accounting software, if you have, can help you to anticipate inflow and outflow of money over a period of time. It is important also you start measuring the key metrics of your business. When we talk about productivity metrics, most people end up only on financial metrics, which is like cash flow, rate of return on investment, rate of return on capital employed, profitability ratios, and so forth. But we have many other metrics you can use to measure your performance as a business owner, up to 75. But that's not the topic for today. Two, if you have problem of cash flow, you need to look at how to increase, you look the risk of expanding sales. What we are saying here is, as a small business owner, you must try as much as is possible to increase sell or sell more goods and services to existing customers. The reason is because it costs more to acquire new customer than to sell to existing customer. Therefore, you'll be able to sell more to existing customer and reduce the cost of getting new clients. This will enable you to improve your profit margin and manage cash better. Small businesses must be careful of increasing sales if these sales increase only account receivable, if these sales are on credit basis. So when you sell more on credit, it will affect your cash flow, it will affect your sustainability and growth. Third, increase the pace of collecting receivables. So what this slide is just saying is that if you sell on credit, you must be able to collect faster. The faster you collect, the better. You must guard against people owing you for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Then there are certain things you can do to make people to pay you easily. One of them is adding your bank account details in your invoice, adding also payment link in your invoice so that it can be possible for people to pay you using their credit or debit card. For big orders like construction contracts, those who are contractors to oil companies, oil services companies, or building, you can ask for people to deposit money before the project starts, and they will pay you at stages, at agreed milestones. It is easy to lose track and then neglect to follow up on overdue account. Experience shows that the longer you remain out of contact with a customer, the less likely you are to recover the amount owed. So you need to continuously mount pressure on your debtors so that they can pay. If you leave them, nobody like to pay debt. 4, impact on cash flow from cash discount. When you also having problem with cash flow, you can increase cash flow by providing discount to customers that make early payments. You can give them 5%, 10% discount if they pay at a certain date in order to prompt them to pay early. 5, acquiring suitable loans. When you are having shortage of cash and your business cannot move forward, you can consider loan such as overdraft, revolving bank overdraft. This type of loan is suitable for short-term cash flow problem because you will only pay interest according to the days you overdraw. But it is not suitable to have overdraft in a period of financial meltdown or economic recession because when banks are pressed of a liquidity problem, they can cancel such credit line easily. Other methods of procuring loan include long-term amortization loan. That is, you pay over a period. Both principal and interest is calculated to be paid over a period of time. It can be 1 year or 2 years. For large asset purchase, such as when you are buying equipment or real estate, this type of long-term loan is advisable. If you need this slide, you can send a chat requesting for the material. Put your full name, email, and phone number. Non-members of CPROD will get full recorded audio of the lecture, and members of CPROD will get the slides and recorded audio as part of their mandatory continuing professional education. 7, delay your payables. This may sound obvious, but it's often neglected. Unless there's a worthwhile incentive for you to pay early, figure out how late you can pay your vendors without risking late fees or harming your relationship. Even banks owe up to 2 weeks more before they pay their suppliers. I know also LNG or some oil companies owe up to 30 days. So, which means that you can keep cash in your account and pay until it is absolutely necessary. However, this should be within the mutual allowable agreed limit. Now, let's look at best practices for managing a healthy cash flow. We have discussed how you can quickly fix your cash flow problem using the tips mentioned above. Basi, can you take care of the background noise? Now, however, it is important to continuously maintain a healthy cash flow in your business or startup. So we are now looking at how you can maintain a healthy cash flow in your business or startup. How can you maintain a healthy cash flow? Let's see how you can do this. If you already have a healthy cash flow, that is commendable. You must identify business risk and prepare in advance. There are many risks involved in running a business or even running a home or running a family. You need to consider a number of scenarios, such as what if a big order suddenly comes in? If it's in your family, what if somebody suddenly have accident? What if somebody suddenly need a serious healthcare challenge? What if a big order is cancelled? What if that important client goes missing while still owing you big money? This kind of risk analysis can become part of your cash flow budgeting process. Try this simple method. If you are using a spreadsheet or Excel, you can enter cash inflow, simply reflect a hypothetical situation by adding or deleting inflows. So when you say, okay, these are your cash flow, and you delete one, if a debtor does not pay as at when due, what will be the repercussion in the following week or month? Will you be able to survive? When you do this sort of risk analysis, you will know whether you can survive if any of these scenarios happens. Another thing is create a separate bank account for your business. Most people spend money from their bank, both for family and personal problems. And when you do that, you may overspend. It's always advisable that business owners should put themselves on salary so that they can spend only that which belongs to them and not spend business funds for personal expenses. If you mix it up, you will be in a great difficulty. 10, monitor inventory efficiently. When you analyze your inventory or stock, you will know which one is tying up your capital. Which ones are moving fast. Yes, things like supermarkets or chain stores, their profit margin is very small. It may be 5% to 15%, but they are able to make a lot of profit because the turnover rate is very high, and they don't keep items that stay so long in stock. Trying to keep inventory levels lean so that your working capital isn't tied up unproductively and unprofitably is a factor you will learn. Always keep buffer money, or you must ensure that your business has enough cash to fund your working capital needs. It is advised to keep 3 months worth of expenses in the bank for a rainy day. This may be a thing of the past, or this may not be the case if your business have a steady cash flow like a supermarket. But then, if not, you can also think about having overdraft facility or revolving credit facility, which you can call on in times of difficulty. 12, cut cost, control cash outflow. The best way to control cash flow is to stay on top of your expenses. When we start making profit, we often tend to ignore the cost-cutting opportunities. Unmatched outflow could be a silent business killer. Unmanaged outflow could be a silent business killer. Therefore, maintain a budget as it helps you to prioritize wants versus needs. Track your expenses, help you identify waste, cut back on your expenses, live below your means, track your income and expenses periodically to steer you back to budget. Yes, have you ever wondered why some people who win jackpots, maybe they win 2 million or 3 million, within some few days, they go back to borrowing? It is because they do not manage their outflow. It is because they are not operating on budget. They live according to their unexpected income instead of saving it. Next, we must keep our cash growing. Instead of having 2 million, 3 million on your current account, which is not earning interest, Money that you have in excess of your operating expenses, you should put it in interest yielding account. You can put it in high yielding savings account, certificate of deposit, or other money market instruments like treasury bill. Although in Nigeria, this money market instrument, the interest rate is very low now, 2%, 3%. But then you can also ask for commercial papers from banks, which is high now. You can also invest maybe in high yielding cooperative societies and other joint ventures. 14, do not focus on profit, focus on cash flow. Agnes Serhati of AC Power Coaching estimates that 90% of SMEs she works with do not have a cash flow plan from day one. Despite having forecast of profit margins for years ahead, she says this is a common reason for early business failure. If your cash flow is in order, your profit will be in order, she says. A lot of businesses do not make it past 6 months. They might have been a profitable business eventually, but they need to have good cash flow to survive. So, yeah, business can be profitable, but if it's not having a good cash flow, the business will die. If you are just joining, we have said that you can drop in a chat requesting for the materials, your full name, email, phone number. We said that non-members of CPROD will have full recorded audio, but members will get slides and recorded audio as part of their MCP. 15, invest in yourself. We talked earlier that in order to expand your productivity, you need to diversify. And in order to diversify, you need to change. In order to change, you need to invest in yourself. To invest in yourself is the best investment. To invest in yourself is the best investment you can make. It is your responsibility to invest in your unique gifts, talent, passions. It is your responsibility to identify them, recognize them, nurture them, use them, or monetize them. Which means that you can look at those things you are interested in. If you are good in cooking, can you take courses in catering so that by the side you can have, you can bake and make more money? If you are good in writing, can you take some courses more on creative writing so that you can write and have more money? If you are good in singing or music, can you take some courses on there so that you will not depend on single source of income? Look at how you are spending your time, especially if you are a worker. Can you take advantage of your spare time to develop yourself, nurture relationship, cultivate your network, read widely, embrace technology, take some online courses? Whatever is your passion, you can monetize it and make more money to improve your cash flow without complaining, because complaining cannot put cash into your purse. 16, invest for the future. Most people always say the money they have now is not enough for them. But the question is, if you are within a working age and the money you are having is not enough, what of when you retire or you are outside the working age, when you are above 70, 80, 90? It is the investment you made for the future now that you will fall into. So as you enjoy the fruits of your labor today, remember to invest in your future. For this, you can seek professional advice before making wrong investments. Advisors operate from deep knowledge and experience. They help you evaluate your financial situation. They have access to research and information. They help you develop your knowledge and capacity. Consider attending conferences, seminars, buying books, searching internet, buying softwares. You can also use personal finance coach who will advise you on your future financial security. Use your time very well. Don't waste your time. Invest your time. Also, have an emergency fund. This year, we had COVID-19 lockdown. In 2019, most people never foresee that we are going to have COVID-19 lockdown. This happened. We must be prepared for the unexpected. So if your income were to stop suddenly, like it did between April and July, for how long can you continue to meet your obligations? Therefore, you need to set some funds aside to take care of your emergencies, and that means having safety net. Ideally, you should have between 6 months and 1 year living expenses saved. This means buying yourself some peace of mind. You need it so that you will not run mad. Because when you don't have money and you don't see who can borrow you, it can lead to sudden insane behavior. So now, the role of CPROD in your productivity. CPROD, or Center for All Service Productivity, became a legal entity registered on 11 December 2008 with registration number 30518. Registered as a non-governmental, non-profit organization, which is a world-class productivity center in Africa. And the centrality of productivity in African economy needs concerted effort and measure to reverse the declining trend in productivity in third world economy. Most third world economy are owing so much that if some of the countries are sold, it may not be enough to pay their debts. And this is because of lack of productivity, not because of lack of resources. And if people understand how to increase their individual productivity, it will turn out well for the country as a whole. Some of the companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook, and Apple, all these are trillion dollar worth of companies, which means that they can, please, we will take your question later when we conclude, which means that later, one country, if they decide, they can buy such a country. So we have to be careful so that we are not sold if we don't do anything about our productivity. So as a center, we have our core programs, which include productivity improvement schemes. Here, we identify productivity problems in organizations and provide solutions. And we use implementation strategies like work study, method study, work measurement. In most African countries, people go to work, and at the end of the day, you may not be able to assess what they have done, and payment is made. So through work study, method study, and work measurement, such problems could be eroded or removed. We also do what we call work organization, job restructuring, innovative management, innovative marketing and sales strategies, innovative product and production processes, joint venture, target setting, business process engineering. And most people also go into entrepreneurship because others are doing it. They do not have anything new to bring into the table. The entrepreneurship becomes stale because they are using old method. So entrepreneurship now must add to innovation and creativity. Without innovation and creativity, our enterprise is dead on arrival. We also use just-in-time management, which helps you to maintain lean stock, vocational training, benchmarking, global competitiveness index, and so forth. Researches and survey, conferences and workshops, which improves and enhances productivity. We do productivity awareness campaign. These public lectures monthly is part of our productivity awareness campaign. We have publications also, which helps in productivity. 2 is in Amazon. 6, we have membership certification and award. Our members pass through rigorous training on productivity and then imbibe productivity improvement method in their businesses, personal lives, and they reap the reward in a short time. Yes. Members of Center for Public Service Productivity adopts best productivity principle, values, standard practices in their respective organizations. And by so doing, they increase their national productivity and raise their own living standard. You cannot enjoy leisure, you cannot enjoy improved housing and education without increasing your productivity. Becoming a member, you can become an associate, full member, or fellow, and you use these designatory letters like SCP, MCP, FCP. There are a lot of benefits our members enjoy. Apart from having certificate of membership, they have direct involvement in growing body of senior professionals. They also have opportunity to exchange ideas with experienced professionals and update and expand their skills. They also have access to free productivity coaching, which assists them to move from point A to B in growing their income. Yes, they also network, attend members-only events, and have discounted participation fees in our training. They assess international and local knowledge sharing. And like yesterday, we had some interaction with our president, Professor Sandy, with some universities in Brazil. So these are opportunities we have. So you network also among business leaders and government. These are testimonials of our members. Like you can see, they highly applauded our courses. Yes. Engineer Akande says that I must confess that the workshop materials were most enriching with very strong bearing with real life situations and practice. Thank you so much for the unique opportunities. Some quotes. A startup ability to invest in itself helps to accelerate growth. In those early years, it is critical to make sure that you are redirecting any revenue back into the company. It is better to invest early and heavily in order to grow quickly. We had a membership induction in Abuja in November 19. It was carried on in newspapers such as mentioned here. You can have the link, and the News Agency of Nigeria carried it, and Daily Times and other newspapers. These are members that met in Abuja in November 19 at Ekiti State Hotel. Present here include a director in CBN. Present here also is Auditor General of FCT Abuja and many other senior professionals. So if you need this material, if you are just joining, You can send your email, phone number, and name to the chat. So the membership course include for 15 modules, like you can see here, how to improve your staff productivity, productive strategies for flexible working options, setting realistic productivity targets and standards, setting milestones for achieving growth, and many other things you learn, including best practices for personal productivity development. So if you need more inquiries about the center, you can always send email to us or WhatsApp to this number. So this is, in the past 1 hour, you will agree it has been a time well spent. We can't cover everything you need to know about prosperity through productivity in an hour, even if we have all the day. But you can get more information on how we have grown other individuals and organizations from testimonial session of our website. Website is www.centerforproductivity.org, testimonials. In conclusion, business owners usually learn one principle early in the life. They learn that cash is king. They learn not to sell much on credit. Building and keeping an adequate stockpile of cash provide maximum opportunity and flexibility to any business, while enabling its owners to sleep soundly at night. Without cash, profits are meaningless. Many profitable business on paper has folded off because the amount of cash coming in doesn't compare with the amount of cash going out. Firms, businesses, organizations, companies that don't exercise good cash management may not be able to make the investments needed to compete, or they may have to pay more to borrow money to function. Thanks very much. So we hand over to Professor Sandeep Gupta. Professor Gupta, are you still around?
Thank you, Chris, for your good lecture. And cash management, it is very important every time, not only in a time of crisis. And second focus you have given on productivity. Uh, Chris, here I have some gist of your idea. The productivity is possible to increase by the knowledge, and it is possible by continuous learning. And like you have quoted in your presentation, continuous learning is possible, which can increase the productivity of human being. By cash management is different aspect. You are looking the your chartered accountancy profession, but as a human being, as a manpower, as a human resource, human capital, how you can increase the productivity, it is also important question, right? So it is possible by regular training, by reading books, by the study the different company strategies, which is provided by your organization under your leadership, great leadership. I am happy. I'm thankful to you. You have given the bit for to me to enhance the our center prosperity across the world. Now we are going to associate with the top Brazilian university, Unifest. In the future, we will be our center will be the partner of the top Brazilian university in Nigeria under the great leadership of Dr. Chris Egbu. He has always dreaming to enhance the productivity of the Nigerian young chap, the industries, and try to solve the problem, existing problem, and how he can increase the productivity. Yesterday, he has also put in the question regarding the tourism management. Lots of opportunity is possible in Nigeria. Dr. Chris is also thinking about that, how we can improve the productivity of the Nigerian young people, the millennium people, who can play the important role for the growth of the Nigeria and Africa also. So I'm thankful to Dr. Chris, who have a lots of energy to do something for his nation, for his society, for his people. He has given the bit to me, but the back of the my energy is Dr. Chris is there. He is continuously pushing me, ki, Dr. Gupta, you think how we can improve the system of my country. We have lots of resources. Nigeria have one of the biggest country, have a good population as human capital. Nigeria is the only country who have a petroleum product, but Nigeria is lagging in the growth rate, development rate. So now, due to the Dr. Chris, we are going to open our university campus in the Lagos under the leadership of Dr. Chris, and our student, our the participant will get the top knowledge from the Brazil and their experiences, which is very fruitful for the Nigerian people. They can develop the tourism industries, technology industries, whatever is happening in the rest of world. Our 2 hour long discussion, we have discussed about this, how we can improve the productivity of the Nigeria. I am thankful to Dr. Chris. He have a energy for this continuous regular organizing the workshop conferences for the people without any interest. Anyhow, he want to improve the society. Thank you, Dr. Chris. Now you
Yeah,
can.
yeah, thanks a lot, Professor Gupta. So we now give room for question. Um, Before that, I want to point out Dr. Zulu. We will
I,
um, we will
I am
talk later on.
Dr. Chris.
Yeah,
I'm happy ki your two participant, one agriculture expert from the Iran, Dr. Uh, Tediga Tediga Asgari is from Iran. She is the expert of agriculture management, and another is Sophia Hassan from the Bangladesh. She is your area financial management expert. Now
oh,
they are attending your program, and they will in the future they will give input also for increasing the productivity.
that is fine.
Okay, thank
So
you.
the Center for Productivity will also be established in other countries. Dr. Zulu, are you listening?
I'm
So
listening, Doc.
later we will talk on how you can also help us to establish it in Zambia.
Exactly. Looking forward. Can't wait. This is
Yes, yes.
powerful, Doc.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
sure,
think
sure.
we need to be all over. We need to increase productivity. And it starts as if from your presentation, lady, it starts at individual level, and then we go into our organizations. Most of the organization, because of COVID, they have been crying foul. So we need really to increase productivity, and we need to be everywhere. Thank you
Yes,
very much.
thank you. So we will talk later. So questions. Okay. Anybody who have question, you can raise up hand or electronically or otherwise. Basi, you will help me to check if anyone is raising up hand.
Okay, Dr. Chris, no problem.
Okay. Um, Okay, so there's none now who is raising up hand. I want to recognize Dr. Abiodun Osiemi, one of the mentors and fellows of this body, and one of our think tank. Dr. Osiemi, you are welcome. Okay. Deji, you're also welcome. Deji is one of our fellows. You are warmly welcome. Dr. Siemi, do you have anything to say? Okay, why you are coming up? Kele Ebel, do you have any contribution to make?
Well, I need to say that I'm very happy at the quality of the lecture by Dr. Chris, and the roadmap towards increasing productivity is well outlined, and I want to be part of it, and will also encourage my organizations and organizations that I know to key into this roadmap, because it's the key to prosperity. So I must say thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Another fellow is here, Engineer Dr. Akande Solis. You are welcome. Do you want to say anything?
Okay, just a few words from me. First of all, I really want to thank you, Dr. Chris Egbu, FCP, for yet another excellent time with you. I'm always really eager and keen to hear from you. I always leave enriched. And the second one, it's really great. I'm happy to put a face on the name of Professor Andy Kumar. Really great. And I'm hoping that sometime soon we will be able to meet face to face. On that note, I really just want to thank every other participants, on here. It's really been great interacting with you all again. Thanks a lot, sir, and I look forward to more of this. Thank you so much, sir.
Fine, thanks a lot. We also have another fellow, Dr. Emmanuel Mogo. Do you want to make any comments?
Dr. Emmanuel, kindly unmute yourself.
You can unmute yourself. We're not hearing you, Dr. Emmanuel.
Yeah.
I want to thank Dr. Egbu for once again another very insightful lectures, and I also want to thank Professor Sandeep Gupta, who has made it a point. While we were in Abuja on 19, he took out time to address us, and today again he is talking to us, and he is talking of setting up a campus of their school in Lagos here, which is a very welcome idea. Dr. Zulu, who spoke to us a short while ago, is very, very enthusiastic about having this center, set up in his country. And this goes a long way to tell us that, look, we have something here which we should appreciate. I am surprised that the membership, associate membership, and fellow
level of this center is still so low. What I want to say is I do not know the means through which the center makes its activities, programs known to Nigerians and the rest of Africa and the world. Maybe there is need to increase the publicity and the means of doing the publicity, because I have been fellow for a few months, but the benefits I have derived from this center is immeasurable, I must tell you. And the wonderful thing about Dr. Egbu and his team is that whenever they dish out a lecture, you find out that the lecture is as recent as the meal we have this morning in our house. Because the examples and references are events, good and bad things that have happened in the economy, that have happened in the society in the past couple of weeks, past couple of months. So I want to laud this effort and say, look, I am sure Nigerian, Africa, and the world will really buy into this, because we have a lot of challenges in Africa. And from what I am seeing since I became fellow of this center, is that most of the economic and social problems we have in Nigeria and in Africa is not necessarily because of lack of the resources in terms of material and human, but in terms of knowing the right thing to do, which is talking about productivity. Productivity, as we all know, is all about output. The moment your output is lower than your input, then you are less productive. And any organization that runs with output being lower than input will crash in a matter of time. That is why during the lecture of Dr. Chris, he did say that so many businesses do not even celebrate their first anniversary. And it has to do with productivity, putting the right pegs, shape of pegs in the right hole. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you. So if there's any other person who wants to make a contribution, can quickly make. Okay, Dr. Odewale, yeah, he's another fellow of the center.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, welcome.
I think in terms of publicity, is the membership that can also assist, because I'm a fellow for various organizations, but the way and manner in which the Center for Productivity have been performing their functions is encouraging enough that I'm confident of telling people, because there are some people initially they say, look, I'm tired of this fellow thing. They are always taking money. No, but as its name is, in terms of productivity, they will even be monitoring you. So it is the responsibility, in addition to the center's own, of the membership to be able to convince people about the benefits they are receiving. And moreover, in the Nigeria of today, putting the right peg in the right hole is very hard to find. What you just do is that you look for the round peg that is outside the hole and put it close to the hole, so that by virtue of information, you will tell whosoever is in charge in your mind just for his information. But the person that is around the hole will be for your information and immediate action. And you find out that things will still move, you get productivity. It's not the best, but you have to find solution to any problem. I really appreciate the center, and especially Dr. Egbu, for being consistent in making his seminar open fresh all the time. May the Lord continue to bless you and the organization in Jesus' name. Thank you very much, sir, for this opportunity.
Thanks a lot. Now, I will quickly respond. In the area of membership, we want to make sure that anybody who is passing through the membership has some content. Like we said earlier, we do not give honorary fellowship. and most people will want an honorary fellowship. But when you say you have to go through materials, submit your answers, it will be discussed. Some people do not want to have input. There are a lot of people today who will prefer honorary doctorate degree than academic PhD. When my friend obtained honorary doctorate degree about 7 or 8 years back, I said, no, I will read my own. So we want to make sure, because when we are talking about productivity, we are talking about input-output relationship. We want to make sure that all members, even fellows, have some content. That is one. And two, I mentioned last time that when the center started in 2008, between 2008 to 2019, our intervention was organization-based. We were training, building capacity in organization, developing organizations. Not until this year, we started admitting members. So in terms of membership, we started this year because everything is by phases. And then those who are already members can also recommend people as associates or ordinary members of the center. And when they submit their profile, we will look at the grades that they can come in, either associate or full member or fellow. But the important thing is that they must have some content relating to productivity, because productivity is not learned in any school. It is something you have to go through. So we can recommend people and, so that is that. So thanks a lot for your interest. So in absence of, is there any other person who wants to make comment before we go? Okay. So in absence of any other, yes,
Doctor,
please.
Dr.
Yeah.
Sonia, Dr. Chris, Sonia Ahsan want to share his experience of the Bangladesh smallest medium scale industry, how increase the productivity.
Okay, please do.
Sonia
Sonia, go
sir.
ahead.
From Bangladesh.
So let's hear
Hello.
from Bangladesh.
Yeah, she
Thank you
have
so
a
much,
good
sir.
exposure. She have good exposure in Bangladesh. She has done the work on small and medium scale industry, how to increase the productivity.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Sonia, go ahead.
Yes, Sonia.
Hello, sir. How are you? Thank you
Fine.
so much for giving me such opportunity to present myself. I'm Sonia Hassan. I'm from Bangladesh, and I'm studying cost and management accounting. And I also did my thesis on productivity increased, that is global value chain. So thank you so much for giving me such opportunity to be here and to present in these conferences. So I have learned a lot of things from how cash flow helps an organization. But I have a question. May I ask?
Yes, please.
Um, it's about group cash flow. So whenever a parent company buy or acquire the subsidiary share, so after sometimes the parent company sell or dispose some of the share of that subsidiary company. So in that of acquisition and disposal, how they affect on the cash flow?
Okay.
In case of
Okay.
increasing profit, so it's about the group cash flow. The acquisition and disposal, how they affect on cash flow.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Does anybody wants to ask? But the question looks academic.
Sonia, here our question is real practical platform. Like we want to know, you have experience of the Bangladesh small and medium scale industry. How you have increased the productivity? What is your opinion of Bangladesh? You have
Sir, actually, I
published
had
book
asked
also.
question. Yes, sir. I had
Yeah.
asked question based on cash flow. So, in case of productivity, I did a work on value chain, where a
Yeah.
value chain really does work for productivity increased.
Mm-hmm.
So, in that case, I had analyzed that applying information technology on that value chain, productivity
Mm-hmm.
increased, where the
Mm-hmm.
inbound logistic, outbound logistic. So
Mm-hmm.
if we apply the information technology on that
Mm-hmm.
inbound logistic or outbound logistic, the productivity increased, and it is
Mm-hmm.
time consuming. So
Mm-hmm.
in our country, I did work on small and medium enterprise.
Yeah.
Very few SME actually like to apply the value chain and as well as information technology, because
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to use the paperless system. They want to use the traditional system. So to apply the new system is really difficult in SME system. So whenever I apply the digital printing press, the one of the SME, they use information technology on their value chain, that is increase their productivity, and it actually they consume their time and they're super active in their activities. So by using information technology, they also enter into global value chain. So for example, if any hospital want to arrange any conference
Mm-hmm.
that is ordered by the so
Mm-hmm.
who order to the national hospital, and
Mm-hmm.
hospital contact to local digital printing press. So in
Mm-hmm.
that way, digital printing press actually linked to the because they are paid by the So
Mm-hmm.
information technology definitely help us to connect to the global boundary, and that is
Mm-hmm.
definitely increased in productivity, where they help to increase the investment, and
Okay.
definitely increase investment, increase the productivity.
It means a used application of the information technology will minimize the cost of operation of organization
Yes, sir.
and minimize the time consumption and increase the output of our organization.
Yes, sir, and it also helps to outsourcing to connect with
Oh,
the
yeah,
international and global suppliers.
yeah,
That is
yeah, yeah,
also helps in increase productivity to collect more raw material,
yeah,
subsidy
yeah.
raw material.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
Means you want to give emphasis on the product through the information technology increase the
Yes, sir.
productivity.
Yes, sir, and
Okay.
also by using the information technology, the updated value chain,
Yeah,
the
updated
new
value chain.
the advanced value chain.
Okay. So Dr. Chris, we will arrange another full lecture of Dr. Sonia Ahsan next time value chain for small scale industry for increasing the productivity.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
So
because in
what he
a
has said,
due to time limitation we cannot manage today itself, right?
is true. Is true.
So for our
So
members we will arrange the one big full lecture on the value
that is
chain.
yeah, that is fine. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think what
Yes, sir.
she says is very important, because most often we are doing businesses, but we do not look at the value chain,
yeah,
how we
Yes,
can
sir.
improve the
yeah,
value chain,
Value chain.
and
Yes, sir.
how we can also look at inward, inbound, and outbound
yeah,
logistics, how to
yeah,
improve it, how to
Yes, sir.
key
The whole
into
9 activities
global
of value chain.
suppliers and then
yeah,
benefit from global
yeah.
competitiveness. So this the key things you raise is very important. Um,
Our next topic
Professor
will be
Gupta,
very soon. Yeah,
I,
our next
I,
topic will be value chain.
no, I hope you are the one giving lecture for
I,
in January.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, no problem. So we'll
Okay,
get the
okay,
topic, and
okay. Thank
Thank
you,
you, sir.
Doctor.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
pleasure. So we will like to um, uh, quickly end here. So we say bye for now, in absence of any other question or contribution. So we will see again in January, when Professor Gupta will be discussing to us on other matters. So bye for now. Thanks a
Dr.
lot.
Emmanuel want something.
Okay, who wants to say something?
Dr. Emmanuel, he's raising hand.
Okay, Dr.
Yes.
Manuel,
Sorry, there's something that just occurred to me. We are talking about diversification,
Yeah.
having stream of sources of income, so that you'll be able to earn enough money to take care of your family and everything around you. That is growth and development. We want to grow. People must be mindful of the fact that growth and development comes with a lot of challenges. Now, what are the challenges? If your customer base is X, and in the course of trying to grow, you grow your customer base by making it 10X, it means you have 10 times the number of customers you had originally. That is growth and development. It means you're getting more patronage. You need to give services and product to more people. Now, that is where the challenge comes. The man operates with a limited number of staff when he had X customers. For instance, if you're running a service company, now you have 10 times, 10X. Your number of customers has grown tenfold, and the man has not increased his number of staff because he wants to maintain a low running cost. That is a very big challenge. The moment you have a larger customer base and you're unable to service them when they require your services, give them the services proficiently, then your productivity will begin to decline. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Okay, lastly, Dr. Joshua Dewale, can you make a final contribution and give us a vote of time?
Copy of the lecture.
You said?
I've not been able to write my name because I would like to have a copy of the lecture.
Okay, Basi, please note Dr. Joshua Dewale.
Noted, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, Joshua Dewale, give us concluding vote of thanks.
Dr. Joshua.
On behalf of the participants from within and outside the nation, I want to express our in-depth appreciation to the center, especially Dr. Egbu, who has always been taking time to make sure that the lectures are timely and not only working, but solving current problems and issues. May the Lord continue to increase the productivity, not only of the center, but all the participants and those who have not experienced it, because many are invited, but because of network, they could not join. So we really appreciate those who were able to participate. May the Lord be with us and give us the grace to use this lecture to improve the productivity of our nations. In Jesus' name. Thank you.
Amen.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. Kelebel, well done. Dr. Zulu, we are going to talk more. No problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Olede, you should get well quick.
I was going to talk to you about the other one we are working on, sir.
Yes, we will talk.
Okay,
Chief Deji, well done. Thanks a lot. So we say bye to all.
Okay. Bye. Bye.
Ishioma, Auntie Ishoma, Auntie Ishoma. you.